This month for Inner Game, the lesson I want to teach, I'm going to entitle, Don't Be More Prude Than the Girl. And we have a visual aid for this one, right here. So a couple of my immersion coaches were down here doing immersion Mardi Gras. Met a girl, and during the daytime ended up pulling her back here. There's some story about it, but long story short, they ended up basically both having sex with her, right? And that girl probably had the fucking experience of her life. Right? Like two different guys, got to have sex with two different guys. It's probably a moment she'll remember for the rest of her life. Or you guys may have heard recently, I had the poll where I was basically tug of war, aim-arguing with this guy, and the way that I was able to win versus him was by being the more willing to have the threesome, and he was a little more prudish, and then the girl went with me instead of him. She actually wanted to go with both of us, but I knew he'd be nervous and whatever. Long story short, ended up working out. The point is this. Women are capable of being insanely sexual, right? If you look at the female body, it's essentially designed for sex, right? The differences between male and female are essentially 100% sexual and about sex, okay? So women literally evolved in a sexual way, in a sexual manner for sex, but they're also put under a lot of societal stress. They're also put under a lot of pressure to not be slutty, to sort of keep their virtue, to not ruin their reputation, those kind of things. And so they're always in this like paradox of they'd like to be very sexual and their nature is very sexual, but they've been conditioned to not be that way. And a lot of guys in their dealings with women, overtly and subtly, are communicating to them that they will judge them sexually, that they will, that they are prudish, that they do consider girls slutty if they do certain things. And guess what? When you judge a girl as slutty, when you indicate to her that certain behaviors are slutty or you'll be judged for them, she won't do those behaviors with you or in front of you, but she'll still do them with other people, right? So you're not going to change her fundamental nature. You're not going to like condition her to like be a better person or be more like, be more saintly. But what you will do is you'll condition her to be more saintly around you, meaning keep her legs closed around you, okay? So what I'm really telling you here is a microcosm of a bigger concept, which is the fact that women are very malleable, right? Women will, when they're around certain influences, be very, very sexually open. When they're around other influences, they'll be very, very sexually closed off. And it's your job, if you want a particular array of behaviors from a girl, to elicit and solicit those behaviors, okay? Another example, I was talking to a girl, this is years ago, one of my infields, and I asked the girl, what's either the worst thing you've ever done or the most trouble you've ever been in that you're willing to tell a guy you've known for 15 minutes? And she goes, great question. And then she sits there for 30 seconds not having an answer to the question. The reason is she didn't know what the right answer was. She's afraid if she gives a very like sexual slutty answer, I might judge her for it. And at the same time, she's afraid if she gives a really boring answer, I might judge her for it. So she's sitting here paralyzed in judgment, wanting to impress me and not knowing how. And what I did in that case, I gave her a little nudge. I said, and by the way, if you say you once turned in a paper late, I'm leaving. I.e., don't give me the boring answer, give me the crazy fun answer. That's what I'll respect. It's your job, when you're with a girl, to tell her how you want her to behave. It's your job to show her how to win your approval. Because if the girl likes you, she wants your approval, she wants a great interaction with you, but you need to tell her the right things that are going to get you a result. If you tell her the way that you're going to approve of her is by her being very chaste and non-sexual, she's going to make you go on 20 dates before she has sex with you. If, on the other hand, you encourage her and tell her that sex is very natural and New Orleans out in the background, always fun. But if you tell her that sex is natural and sex is normal and sex is a part of life, and it's a beautiful part of life, and you respect people that are open with that, she's going to be open with that with you. And this is important for relationships. If you want to have a relationship where you're having a lot of sex and she's very open, it's especially important if you want one-night stands, if you want multiple long-term relationships, you want girls to have threesomes with you, those kind of things. Because if you shame the girl into not being sexual with you, you're not going to keep her from being sexual. You'll just keep her from being sexual with you, right? And if anything, that's what you want to have happen, is for her to be extra sexual with you, right? So again, it's all about what are you encouraging from her. And a lot of guys have sort of an inherent judgment, right? A lot of guys, like I hear them talk about certain girls, they'll be like, oh, this girl, but she was slutty, so it doesn't count. Like, the fuck? All girls are slutty, right? All girls are slutty and all girls are saints. It all just depends on the context, right? But you can tell when a guy's saying that kind of thing that he's going to be judgmental about the girls. He's going to get less results with girls because of it, right? Get rid of the notion that you're gonna like marry a virgin or something like that. All right, it's probably not gonna happen because most girls aren't virgins, and you'd be like whittling your potential candidates down to like 1% of what it could be otherwise. But B, you probably, in reality, I know like idealistically, there's a part of you that's like, I want her to have been with only me, etc. You don't even really want that, okay? A girl who's a virgin will not be that good in bed, will be shy and timid about certain things. The first time you have sex with her, it will be really, really painful for you, for her, and unpleasant. I know that there's that ideology. I know there's that whole like, I want her to only want me thing. Guess what? It's not gonna happen, all right? You're never gonna be the only guy who a girl's ever looked at and been attracted to. It just doesn't happen, because the same way that you look at lots of girls and get turned on, girls look at lots of guys and get turned on. It's their nature. So rather than try and change their nature, understand what their nature is, enjoy them as their nature is, and be in alignment with their nature. Because ironically, the best way to keep a girl from cheating is to have an amazing sex life with her that she doesn't feel the need to go elsewhere. The best way to make a girl cheat is be so restrictive and confining and make her feel like she'd be a slut to have sex with you, and make your sex life bad so that she feels the need to go get it elsewhere, right? So ironically, a lot of the moves that guys are making to try and keep the girl or try and like make the girl more pure is only going to lead to the type of behavior they're actually trying to prevent. It's a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy that way. And at the same time, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you tell the girl what you truly want sexually and are open with her, so self-fulfilling that she'll fall into that role and she'll be the ideal woman for you. A woman that really likes you will do anything, almost anything, but basically anything, to be the type of girl you want. But you have to tell her and show her what type of girl that is. And above all, don't be the limiting factor. Don't be the cause of her resistance because you're being the prude.